Until last week, driving into the village of Ghajar in the Golan Heights was quite a hassle. Entry was restricted to residents only or to those with special permission. But now... And just like that, we're in. What changed is that last week, Israel decided to lift all restrictions on movement into the village located on the Lebanese border, literally, as the border runs through it.
This decision actually took us by surprise. Nobody told us about it in advance. In the morning, people said the border policemen that are usually at the checkpoint are no longer there. That if the army made this decision, we trust them.
And Israelis appear to have taken that invitation and are already flocking to the village.
We like to travel and to visit authentic places. We heard that you can enter the village freely without any supervision, and we happen to be staying in a place nearby, so we decided to come here and take a look.
I heard about the decision on TikTok. This is my first time here. I think this can really help the local tourism industry.
The Alawite majority village was captured by Israel during the 1967 Six-Day War. When asked, most of the people in the village opposed dividing the town and opted to remain under Israeli rule. Following Israel's withdrawal from Lebanon in 2000, the UN set the international border straight through the village. In fact, the line passes exactly on the street that I'm walking right now, essentially splitting the village into two parts. The southern part recognized as Israeli territory, even though according to the UN, it's considered Syria, and the northern part located in Lebanon. That's part of what makes Ghajar so unique, but also complicated. And so, despite originally being Syrian, most of Ghajar's 2,500 inhabitants hold dual Israeli and Lebanese citizenship.
Look, we are Syrians, living in a Syrian village, and we remain Syrian. Nothing has changed. We have an Israeli citizenship, and we belong to the State of Israel. We adhere to its laws, and we protect our home. That is all.
With no effective border on its northern end, Ghajar became infamous in recent years as a hub of weapons and drug smuggling from Lebanon. But that changed in late July. This is the fence that allowed the village to open up in the first place. It was constructed by the local council and completed about a month and a half ago, completely blocking access from Lebanese territory into the majority Alawite village. Until now, there was no effective barrier, and it was these barbed wires that were supposed to limit access into the village.
Now, we're like any other village or town in Israel, and people can enter freely.
At the local restaurant, the Blue Line, the new reality is already visible.
We are smiling and wish upon everyone good neighborliness and peace.
This flurry of tourism comes at a crucial time for Ghajar, as the pandemic saw a sharp decline in visitors.
Economically, this is a very good and positive decision. It can really help with tourism and bring more business, so that would be really helpful for the village.
But it's not all roses and champagne.
Look, there's some concern among the locals. We've been closed off for 2 decades, and we're worried that some negative elements will now come into the village.
Anyone who comes to the village is welcome. What we care most about is that those who come respect our peace and quiet and keep the village as clean as they found it.
Now that this checkpoint allows free access to the public, the people in Ghajar hope it will bring back the tourists and revive the village, returning it to its former glory. For I-24 News, I'm Ariel Oseran, the village of Ghajar, the Golan Heights.